Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping back down into the world of Bitcoin, taking a look at what's been going on most recently, what we think is going to happen next and all that wonderful stuff. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now if you have not yet joined us in Discord, the link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out today. And if you are looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, why not check out the Patreon services in the description down below. We offer a lot more for Patreon members via Discord, everything from trading through to AMAs twice weekly, project reviews, what Chris and myself are up to in terms of buying, selling and staking, and a whole host of additional benefits and a fantastic community too. So why not check it out if that's if you find that interesting. Okay. Let's get started. Let's break right down into Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin paired up with USDT on the hourly chart. Binance is the data source. Now, obviously, we saw this pretty interesting run to the upside, and there's lots of different ways of taking a look at it. We can look at it potentially as a 5-wave structure. We could potentially look at it as a 3-wave structure. It's actually quite difficult to tell exactly what is going on. One of the things that we do know, though, is that we have got this move to the downside here that is 5 waves, and we've got this interesting structure to the upside, okay? Now, when we take a look at this 5-wave structure, we've got two different things that could output from here. We've got the ability to say that we have 5 waves going down, okay, so that's the kind of starting position. We then have the expectation that we go up, usually in 3 waves, okay. And then the minimum expectation would be an additional 5 waves to come down. Okay, we call this a zigzag. It's basically just a glorified A, B, and C. Okay, so we think of it as A, B, C, and A, B, C exactly is 5, 3, 5. Okay, so 5, 3, 5 is A, B, and C, and so forth, right? So when we take a look at this and we know we've got 5 waves going down, then our minimum expectation is that it's going to be another 5 waves afterwards. That's the minimum expectation. Now, the worst case scenario, depending on how you want to look at it, is you go 5 down, 3 up. Okay, then you go for an additional 5 waves down. Now, these 5 waves go down 1.618 times this of the first 5 waves, meaning that you go up again in 3 waves and then down into an additional 5-wave move, right? This is called a 5-3-5-3-5 and is an impulsive 5-wave structure because it will be wrapped up as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that's kind of the things that we're looking for here, right? And this comes from the fact that we have a 5-wave drop on Bitcoin. Okay, so we're looking for 3 waves up, and that could be here, it could not be. We don't know if it's done or not. And we continue that motion. Now, if this is 5 waves to the upside, then we're looking for 3 down before we can have 5 more up, which of course would just be A, B, and C upwards, which we have to stay below 20,475 in order to make sense of our 5-wave structure on the left here. Pretty straightforward so far. Okay, and if you're not familiar with these things I'm talking about, join us in Discord. We've got a PDF that basically explains Elliott wave theory in 181 pages. Lots of rules and things like that. Actually easy to understand, hard to implement, but it will help you understand what I'm talking about within these structures. So if you're not familiar, join us in Discord and you can get hold of that PDF. So what's going on right now with this move to the downside? Okay, that's the one that's really interesting me right now. Okay, this could be the start of something different. So let's take a look, right? If we put a fib on here from this low point before we had this swing up high, okay, and we move this over to that swing high, we can see that we've moved down past the 1.618. That means that this move after this high point here is 1.618 times or more than this first move. That means that we're actually tracking 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, we're in some kind of 4. Okay, this could be prolonged. We don't know how that's going to go. And then 5, okay? Now, taking a look at this, this could be many different things. We could have already tapped out. This could be an expanding kind of flat, for example, where we end up going a little bit higher than the origin level. But if we stay into the parameters that are currently set here, my expectations are that we're going to finish off a 5th wave down lower, coming in and touching on this little demand line at the bottom. This wouldn't be unusual. This is an area that we visited before. Okay, so my expectations are that we come down here. Okay, this would basically be anywhere between $18,973 and $19,033. Okay, that's going to be the area that we're looking for. Now, as I explained earlier, you don't expect 5 waves on their own, which means this has to be a part of a bigger play. Now, if we had 5 waves like this that are a part of a bigger play, all of this could just be a wave 1. Now, if that is a wave 1, and we're going to go up into a wave 2 next, okay? So once we finish this 5th wave, we've got to come and retrace, okay? So I'm going to take this high point up here, and I'm going to take it down to that low point just on our supply line, or demand and support line at the bottom here, and we're going to make a couple of assumptions. Wave 2s typically go to at least 50% of the retracement of this move, okay? So if we are to have a wave 2, then we're going to be looking at 50% line all the way up to an 88.2% retracement, okay? And it's retracing this initial 5-wave drop to the downside, this area here, okay? So this gives us a bit of a target that we might start thinking about, okay? So this basically is going to be between $19,457 and approximately the $19,833. I'll quickly go ahead and just draw some price labels on here. So we're talking 19,833. I'm going to have to just come in here and hit this and adjust the coordinates to being 33. Okay, so that's going to be our first one. And then we're going to put a price label down at the bottom here on our 50% line, which comes in at 19,457, and I won't have to adjust that one. So that's actually looking pretty good. I'll remove the fibs so we don't need that cluttering up our charts. That's going to be the area. Like I said, 5 waves down, we would expect 3 waves up. Okay, so we finish this off, we would expect some kind of volatile movement in a 3-wave fashion to the upside. Okay, now this one on this side is very, very violent. Okay, we could be 3 waves, it could be 5 waves. Hard to say, but this one's actually a lot clearer. We are definitely going down in 5 at the moment, unless we're invalidated by pushing up higher first. Okay, so that would come in right on, if I can grab hold of my horizontal ray and just throw it right there. Invalidation 19,530, exactly to the penny, because Binance loves that. Okay, so if we do just rally straight up from where we are without first coming down to complete wave 5, then this is considered 3 waves, not 5 waves. Okay, if however we do complete wave 5, then rally up, and then of course our next move afterwards would be that 5-wave drop to the downside. Now, as I said, it's possible that this here is 5 waves up. And if there is, then our zigzag is our minimum expectation. And that would just be A, B, C. And then, of course, we would go up 5 waves after this, taking us up higher, but staying below 20,475, which, of course, would then wrap this 5 waves up into a 3-wave structure. Bit of a mind fuck, I know, but essentially that's kind of where things could potentially go. That's one potential scenario for BTC. Now, we do talk about these things in a lot more detail in the Twitch live stream, so if you haven't joined us there, you should probably go ahead and do that. Of course, the other scenario here is that it's not an ABC at all, and this is actually now the start of our breakdown to the downside. Okay, let me just go ahead and remove those for a second. And we're actually starting this next 5-wave move, okay? And if I do that and I bring this in, we can say that this is all wave 1. This would be our wave 2, then down for 3, up for 4, and down for 5. Okay, we mirror this over here. Best case zigzag pattern. Okay, 5, 3, 5, and we come down, maybe touch on the June low, right? I mean, we double tap the bottom there. Okay, based on this high point, if we actually measure the distance, okay, from our low down here, grab that low, and we grab this high. Just here, we move this over to our spike up here. Okay, we can see that this comes down to 17,727. That would be a 1-to-1 ratio, which is pretty common with ABC structures, or also known as zigzags or 5-3-5. So it's possible that actually what we're looking at here is a double bottom with the June low point, okay, which actually happened back in the 2018 bear market. There was also a double tap bottom. Everyone thought the bottom was in after this and rallied, but we did actually talk about that briefly in the Twitch stream that we did this morning as well. So if that is sounding interesting, you want to know more what I'm talking about, you should probably check out that Twitch stream. I will link it in the description below for you to make it a little bit easier to navigate and find it over there. So for Bitcoin, that's kind of what we're looking at. Are we looking at this slight retracement before we rally up a little bit, get the retracement under the belts, and then break on down? Or are we actually just in a sort of short-term breakdown before rallying back up and then a breakdown? Ultimately, the breakdown is going to happen, in my opinion, under these structures. It's not something that we can avoid. The only thing that we can do is kick the can down the road and delay it. Okay, so it looks like there's a couple of different options here in terms of we move up a little bit higher, and then we pull back, or we just pull back, right? Those are the two options. We're not really talking about big moonshots going up to $100,000 Bitcoin anytime soon or anything like that. Essentially, we are talking about more retracements. So as I come into our stochastic RSI, what supports our fifth wave low point is our hourly stochastic. This is telling us that the momentum is going to be shifting to the downside soon, and there's limited room to the upside. You can see that we're overbought on the 1 hour, but we're not overbought anymore on the 4, 8, or daily charts, or even the weekly. They are correcting, but we aren't corrected fully yet. Jumping over to the 4 hour, you can see that we're halfway through, and we'll soon be back up in the overbought area on this one soon as we look to kind of finish off this wave 2 potential scenario. The 8 hour obviously needs a big deeper correction, and the daily chart will probably progress up to the overbought area pretty rapidly without actually doing too much price movement, in my opinion. I'll talk about the weekly. It's also quite high. The monthly is actually in a good spot, so I'm not concerned there, but we aren't ready to see any kind of bullish movements to the upside, like long-term bullish, and do expect some kind of short-term movements where we can obviously capitalize in on some short-term trading and all that wonderful stuff. Ultimately, though, that's kind of where we sit with it, and I think I will leave the video right there. Do join us down in Discord if you want to learn more, and we've got a fantastic community talking crypto down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. Guys, until the next one, have a fantastic day.